Chapter 1: The Arrival. As the morning sun filters through the towering trees surrounding Harmony Haven, Jonah steps off the bus, his heart heavy with uncertainty. At 35, he finds himself in a rehabilitation facility, far from the grim walls of a traditional prison. A nonviolent crime had led him here, a place that feels almost surreal compared to his expectations. Jonah's diary entry captures the dichotomy of hope and skepticism that stirs within him. The lush greenery and chorus of birds are a stark contrast to the concrete confines of his past life, igniting a flicker of optimism. Yet he can't shake the fear that this idyllic environment may be nothing more than a facade. As he walks through the gates, he wonders if true change is possible, and if he will be able to embrace the healing journey ahead at Harmony Haven, where the echoes of redemption await just beyond the bars. Chapter 2: First Impressions. As Jonah steps into Harmony Haven, he is immediately struck by its serene beauty, a sharp contrast to the cold, gray walls of traditional prisons. The sprawling landscape, dotted with vibrant wildflowers and towering trees, invites an unfamiliar sense of peace. Every breath is laced with the earthy scent of pine, and the gentle rustle of leaves seems to whisper promises of healing. Yet beneath this natural facade, a tangle of emotions brews within Jonah and his fellow inmates. Skepticism looms large as they gather for the first orientation, where staff outline the facility's emphasis on rehabilitation rather than punishment. Some inmates, hardened by their pasts, regard the program with resentment, while others, like Jonah, feel a flicker of hope. As they share their initial thoughts, the room vibrates with a mix of nervous energy and guarded optimism, setting the stage for the journey ahead, where transformation may lie just beyond the horizon. Chapter 3: The First Days. The sun peeked through the tall trees surrounding Harmony Haven, casting dappled shadows across the ground as Jonah and the other inmates adjusted to their new reality. The first few days were a whirlwind of structured activities, from early morning meditation to late-night reflection sessions. Jonah found the rigid schedule overwhelming. Each moment was filled with therapy, vocational training, and community service. Amidst the chaos, he stumbled upon Sophia, the artist, who introduced him to the facility's art room. Her vibrant canvases contrasted starkly with their stark surroundings, offering a glimpse of hope. As she painted, Sophia shared her story of loss and regret, igniting Jonah's desire to express his own pain creatively. He began to understand that facing their past was an integral part of healing, shifting his perspective from skepticism to curiosity about the transformative possibilities that lay ahead. Chapter 4: Therapy Begins. As the sun rises over Harmony Haven, a sense of anticipation fills the air. Jonah gathers with the other inmates for their first therapy sessions, a pivotal part of their rehabilitation journey. The room, adorned with comforting hues and natural light, becomes a sanctuary for vulnerability. With hearts racing, they share their deepest fears and regrets. Jonah listens intently as each story unfolds, tales of lost opportunities, crushed dreams, and the weight of guilt that lingers like a shadow. During group discussions, the healing begins. Jonah reflects on his own past, feeling the weight of his mistakes, but also the flicker of hope for change. The therapeutic process is not easy. Emotions surge and ebb, exposing raw wounds. Yet through this shared journey, trust begins to blossom. In this transformative space, the inmates find connection and understanding, realizing that their scars do not define them, but rather pave the way toward healing and redemption. Chapter 5: Building Trust. As the weeks unfolded at Harmony Haven, the walls that once separated Jonah from his fellow inmates began to crumble. Small group therapy sessions became a sanctuary where secrets were unveiled and burdens were shared. Jonah's entries reflected the blossoming friendships that took root in the fertile ground of vulnerability. Leo, with his tough exterior, recounted the painful loss of his mother, while Sophia shared how her art had always been her escape from a chaotic world. In these moments, laughter intermingled with tears, creating a haunting symphony of shared experiences. Jonah wrote about how these revelations fostered a profound sense of camaraderie. He began to understand that trust was not merely given, it was earned through honesty and shared humanity. The echoes of their stories resonated deeply within him, reminding Jonah that, even in the most isolating circumstances, Connection could be a powerful force for healing and redemption. Chapter 6. Nature's Therapy. The sun filtered through the towering trees as Jonah and the other inmates embarked on their first outdoor therapy retreat. Surrounded by the symphony of chirping birds and the gentle rustle of leaves, Jonah felt a flicker of hope amidst his lingering guilt. The fresh, earthy scent of pine awakened his senses, urging him to confront the shadows of his past. During the hike, the group paused by a serene stream, its water cascading over smooth stones. Here, Jonah shared his feelings of regret, his choices that led him to Harmony Haven, and the pain inflicted on his family. Encircled by supportive peers, he felt camaraderie simmering beneath their vulnerable confessions. As they climbed back to the trail, Jonah's heart lightened. The lush wilderness became not just a backdrop, but a catalyst for transformation. In nature's embrace, he grasped the profound truth. Healing is a journey, one enriched by connection and vulnerability. Chapter 7. Creative Expression. In the vibrant art room of Harmony Haven, creative energy flourishes as inmates wield brushes and sculpting tools, transforming their pain into profound expressions. Sophia, our resident artist, ignites inspiration among her peers, encouraging them to delve into their emotions through art. Every stroke is a step towards freedom, she tells Jonah, her eyes sparkling with passion. Jonah observes as fellow inmates display their creations, colorful paintings and intricate sculptures that tell stories of loss, hope, and redemption. One inmate shares a haunting mural symbolizing his childhood, while another crafts a wooden piece that represents the weight of regret. Through these artistic endeavors, the walls of the facility seem to dissolve, and the raw emotional power of their shared experiences resonates. Art becomes a bridge, connecting their individual struggles and fostering a deeper understanding of one another, proving that creativity is not merely an escape, but a vital part of their healing journey. Chapter 8. Trials and Tribulations. As the days at Harmony Haven unfold, the group faces a shocking reality when Leo experiences a severe emotional breakdown. His struggle becomes a focal point for the inmates, revealing the raw vulnerability that often lurks beneath the surface. Jonah's diary entries capture the panic and concern that radiate through the communal living space, a stark contrast to their previously burgeoning sense of trust. In a poignant moment, the inmates band together, offering support and solidarity to Leo, each sharing their own battles with mental health in hushed tones. Through this turmoil, Jonah reflects on the importance of acknowledging pain and the strength found in vulnerability. This crisis not only tests the bonds they've forged, but also highlights the harsh truths of rehabilitation. The journey toward healing is fraught with setbacks. Here, amidst despair, the inmates discover resilience, turning their collective scars into a source of empathy, proving that even in the darkest moments, hope can shine through. Chapter 9. A Glimpse of Home. As the days at Harmony Haven wane, the anticipation of family visits electrifies the air. Jonah's heart races at the thought of seeing his children, a mix of joy and trepidation washing over him. He imagines their laughter, the warmth of their hugs, yet a shadow of guilt gnaws at him. How will they perceive the man their father has become? In a shared group session, the inmates reflect on their families, unveiling stories steeped in regret and yearning for forgiveness. Jonah listens intently as emotions surface, fear of rejection, hope for reconciliation, as they recount the ways incarceration has strained familial ties. Each narrative resonates deeply within him, revealing the universal longing for connection. As the visit approaches, Jonah resolves to embrace vulnerability, ready to communicate his growth and commitment to change. This moment stands as a symbolic bridge between his past and a hopeful future, illuminating the path ahead. Chapter 10. Preparing for Release. As the final weeks at Harmony Haven unfold, the atmosphere buzzes with anticipation and anxiety. Jonah's diary reflects the bittersweet reality of impending release, filled with excitement yet overshadowed by doubt. The days are spent in reflective sessions where inmates discuss their fears and aspirations. Jonah often wrestles with nightmares of returning to old habits, haunted by the thought of disappointing his children again. Family visits provide fleeting moments of joy, yet they expose the chasm that his absence has created. The laughter of his children, once a melody of hope, now feels distant, echoing the urgency to rebuild those fractured connections. The support of fellow inmates becomes invaluable. They share coping strategies and affirmations, reinforcing their commitment to change. The final preparations feel like both an ending and a beginning. As Jonah confronts the reality that freedom comes with its own set of challenges, his heart pounding with the weight of the choices ahead. Chapter 11. The Final Choice. As Jonah sits on the worn bench in the common area, the reality of his impending release weighs heavily on him. He reflects on the friendships he has forged at Harmony Haven, the stories shared, and the transformative moments that have shaped his time here. The atmosphere is charged as he and his fellow inmates gather for a candid discussion about their futures. Each voice resonates with a blend of hope and apprehension, echoing the same fears. Will they fall back into old habits? Can they truly embrace a life of redemption? Jonah finds himself at a crossroads, contemplating a life-altering decision that will define his path forward. The vulnerability in the room is palpable, illustrating the raw human desire for connection and change. As they share their dreams amidst the shadows of uncertainty, Jonah knows that the bonds they've formed may hold the key to their collective redemption, offering strength as they face the world beyond the bars. Chapter 12. Facing the Outside World. The day Jonah had both dreaded and anticipated finally arrived, his release from Harmony Haven. As he stepped outside, the contrast between the serene, natural environment of the facility and the chaotic sounds of the bustling city overwhelmed his senses. Honking horns, chattering pedestrians, and the distant rumble of trains reminded him of the life he had left behind. Jonah felt the weight of expectation pressing down. His heart raced with excitement and anxiety alike. Navigating through the throngs of people, he grappled with familiar emotions, uncertainty and fear of slipping back into old habits. Each corner he turned brought a flash of vivid memories, echoing the mistakes he had vowed to leave behind. Jonah paused to collect himself, reminding himself of the lessons learned at Harmony Haven: resilience, hope, and the strength of community. It was time to forge ahead, but the path before him held both challenges and promise. Chapter 13. Echoes of the Past. As Jonah steps back into the world he once knew, the familiar sights and sounds strike him like a bittersweet melody. The cacophony of the bustling city contrasts starkly with the serene tranquility of Harmony Haven. Walking the same streets, he grapples with the ghosts of his former life, faces that remind him of poor choices and lost opportunities. Temptations lurk around every corner, the bars he used to frequent, the old friends who never changed, and the triggers that threaten his newfound resolve. Jonah pauses at a street vendor, the aroma of fried foods mixing with a rush of nostalgia. It almost pulls him back. Drawing on the lessons learned during his time of healing, he takes a deep breath and chooses a different path. In this moment, he embraces the importance of self-control and reflection, silently vowing to honor the bonds he formed at Harmony Haven and to redefine his future.